Our next speaker, probably needs no introduction. I think he used to say Andrzejewski in Polish stands for governor when he ran. Now I think Andrzejewski stands for I don't sweat. I can't believe this guy's not sweating. Anyway, one of the bright rising stars of the Republican Party, one of the great minds of the state of Illinois, Andrzejewski.
What a great day! Aren't you proud to be an Illinois Republican? I'm proud to be Republican. Thank you, Pat, for that nice introduction. As many of you know, I ran for governor in the primary. Field of 7. Pat Brady won that race. Bill Brady won that race. Bill Brady is somebody that not only we can be proud to vote for, we can be proud to fight for Bill Brady. I'm here today to tell you about another candidate that we all can fight for as well, and her name is Cedra Crenshaw. She's going to knock your socks off today. She's running for Illinois State Senate in a district that's comprised by Joliet and the surrounding towns. It's a 2-to-1 Democratic district, and Republicans haven't been competitive there for the last 20 years. But the Democrats in this cycle, they're running scared. They're running scared because they use heavy-handed machine politics to try to knock her off the ballot, and she beat them. The Democrats are running scared because we've got recent polling numbers that show that this race is a horse race. This race is within 10 points and closing fast. The Democrats are running scared because we've got a great team in place, and I want to showcase 2 members of that team, our world-class interns. Please stand up.
Yeah!
Cedra's opponent is he has voted the interests of the Chicago machine, of Michael Madigan, of John Cullerton, and he hasn't voted the interests of his district. I could go on and on about our candidate Cedra Crenshaw, about her platform, her principles, her values. But today, let's leave that up to her to make the arguments to you, to prove to you. Without further delay, let's welcome Cedra Crenshaw, our next state senator from Joliet.
Thank you, Adam. I'm Cedra Crenshaw, and today we have a great opportunity to determine what kind of state our children will inherit. You know, when my 11-year-old son asks me years from now, Mom, what did you do to fight for my freedom? I'll tell him, I tried to be the best wife and mother I could be. And I'll tell him, I advocated for him at school board meetings where I fought dumbed down curriculum and financial mismanagement. But I didn't stop there. I'll tell him about winning my Republican precinct committeeman race so I could be a voice and an example to him. But I didn't stop there. I'll tell him when I learned that my Democrat opponent voted to increase taxes 67%, which would limit my son's future opportunities and decrease his standard of living, I took on that politician and fought the Chicago Democratic machine, which has decimated Illinois. I'm fighting for my son's future. And how many of you are fighting for your children's futures? Americans throughout history have fought for our freedoms, like the men who walked into certain death, who swam and walked forward into the hail of machine gun bullets to storm the beaches on D-Day, and they won. They've done their part. Now it's time for us to do our part. We're Americans and we're winners. Like the great-grandmother who gave me $1,000 to run my first radio ads. And the grandmother who stood out in front of my opponent's office with a sign protesting his challenge to my petitions. And the mother who was 7 months pregnant who went door to door to gather petition signatures so I could get on the ballot. They helped me beat the challenge. We got back on the ballot, and together we won. As the Chicago Tribune editorial page read, Mom won, Machine 0. Ronald Reagan said, it's a recession when your neighbor loses his job and a depression when you lose your job. Walking door to door, I've met so many Illinoisans, like the certified school counselor who's been looking for a job for 4 years. I also met a Romeoville family who can't pay their bills because the state of Illinois isn't paying its bills. You know, Illinoisans want jobs and economic opportunities, but Illinois is downright hostile to job creators because we have high taxes, high regulations, and excessive fees on the people who create the jobs. We tax jobs, and that's why we have so few. So when Caterpillar announced plans for a new plant, they go to Texas and create 500 jobs. And when Boeing builds their Dreamliner aircraft, they go to South Carolina and create 12,000 new jobs. And I can't blame them. What rational business would want to expand or locate in a state with $130 billion of debt, a $13 billion budget deficit, and $5 billion in unpaid bills? We need to stop the taxation, litigation, and excessive regulation of employers. It costs us jobs. And this is why I'm proud to be a Republican, because our party has the solutions that will renew Illinois. We're the party of Abraham Lincoln, who issued the Emancipation Proclamation and kept our union strong. We're the party of Dr. Martin Luther King, who had the dream that people be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And we're the party of President Ronald Reagan, who defeated communism. We're the party that limits government to empower people. And this election is about the people of Illinois who hunger for the common sense solution our party is ready to deliver. I may be just one mom, but you are just one mom and one dad and one grandparent, and together we can take on the machine, the Chicago Democratic machine, which has decimated this state. Together we can pass on freedom to future generations. God bless you, and God bless Illinois.